Okay, so this is video one using visual thinking strategy. Um, so the artwork that we are looking at today is the female tenant. Um, First question I have is why do you think she is naked?
Um, I personally believe that I see a woman that's just laying on the bed with a rag over her head. Maybe she just got done from work and she just wants to lay down. She's tired. Uh, Kaylee, what do you think?
I think she definitely just got off of working, and my best guess to why she's naked is it's probably hot. So, and lots of women are comfortable in their skin, so she wanted to become comfortable and cool down by taking her clothes off and laying down. And so that's probably my best inference of why she's naked.
Yeah, but also she could be running a fever since she does have a towel on her head. Maybe it's to cool her off. Like maybe she got water from the bowl in front of her and just used that and dipped it and put it on her head because she's so hot in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then also you can tell on the bed that there's just one sheet on there, maybe just to cover up it being dirty, and then she has nothing else on because it's probably really hot in the room. Mm-hmm.
Um, Based on her apartment, what lifestyle do you think she lives in?
I'd probably have to say she's working middle class, probably isn't off well money wise financially. Just also pulling back to where she like doesn't really have any sheets. Like it looks kind of dirty in the small room that she's in. It's small, very small, and just based off of like those look like working boots. So she's probably a worker, and like there's dirty rags, and so my best guess is like middle class working, definitely lower end of the status, society status, that thing. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can agree with the working class, but I'm getting more of a like I feel the background she has is more of an immigrant lifestyle. Like she came over just because of the room she's in. It kind of reminds me of the rooms that immigrants from Ireland would come over and they'd be trying to work and make a earning in America, but they'd have to stay in like lower class places. The water bucket or the bowl could also be like a leak in the roof from the water leaking, just because the place doesn't look too like doesn't look well off. And then also we have the boots right in front of her, which she's laying in the bed. She looks like she probably just took the boots off, got in her bed, and was ready to just lay down after a day of working. And I think the boots really show that she was working class.
Yeah, I mean, if you also like, if you look at the writing on the newspapers, they look like they're Russian or some sort of foreign language. So I can hop on that thought of like immigrant, like maybe she's brought these from where she's from and they keep it, like she keeps them as a reminder for herself,
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
Yeah, because I don't know why anyone else would just have newspapers in their room. Like I think the reminding of home would be that'd be a possible idea. Either that or she's keeping up with what's going on
Mm.
in that kind of in that world. Yeah, and then there's also I see a dirty dish towel. Um I think it's hanging from the handle of the door, but I can't tell why it would be there. And and then I see the tea kettle on the side, on the right side, which who knows if she is sick, she's probably trying to get some hot tea. Or maybe that rag is also one of the rags she used on her head and then she just changed out for a newer one, put it on her head. Because out of everything, that rag probably looks like it's the best in the shape because it's bright and red. Everything else looks worn down and dirty. So I'm kind of wondering why. Why is that rag like the one that's like not as I guess like why is it so well kept among the other things?
There's also, I just noticed that, like her bed is really low to the ground,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like most people who are well off or have money for it, their beds are usually higher up off the ground because the ground is seen as like dirty. And so we're assuming that she's lower middle class. So this is probably the cheapest option she could find. And so
Mm-hmm.
being close to like the dirty ground doesn't bother her as much. And so like to me, that seems like more like poor status. But yeah,
Yeah.
is that.
Yeah, I definitely see that. I really get if it's a female tenant, I really get the tenant feel of it, of her being an immigrant from somewhere. Like I'm getting the strong vibes of that just because her room kind of references how their rooms looked. Yeah.
All right. We kind of already went through this question, but it was what can we infer based on the items in the room? Yeah.
Yeah, so that's an immigrant status.
Yeah.
Items from her home, wherever she's from,
Mm-hmm.
as a reminder or like keeping up with what's going
Yeah.
on there. And
Also, I feel like she doesn't have that many items. Like if you really look at it, like she has a newspaper, a teapot, a bowl, a dirty rag, her bed, and then her shoes. Like there's not much in this photo. So
it kind
like
of makes me think like where'd she put her clothes?
yeah,
Was
like
she
where's
clothes?
like where's everything else? And she has her boots next to her.
Yeah.
So like
Obviously the room is bigger than what we're
mm-hmm,
seeing. Maybe what looks like a rag on the door handle, I guess is what we're saying, is like part of clothing. Like maybe it's actually part of a
mm-hmm.
shirt or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or like I don't know, you could still get the immigrant vibes from it just because she did travel along. She traveled with nothing. But
Mhm.
also she is lower class. Of course she's not gonna have much. So there's both sides to that.
She may have just brought over essential things
Mm-hmm.
with her.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I'm supposed to like say this, but like it also looks like half of her legs are kind of covered by this like
Mm-hmm.
wooden door. So maybe that's her
Yeah.
closet. Like maybe she keeps her work clothes in there or something.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Um, and then the next question, we already kind of went through this. It was like, why do you think there are a ton of newspapers? But we kind of already went through that one.
Yeah, I think Kaylee made a good point on the newspapers could be her her newspapers from home. I think that's a great um thought about that.
It also like, I mean, it looks like she can't afford decorations, and these
Mm-hmm.
newspapers may be free. So like when she's like
Mm-hmm.
in her downtime, she may just put these up and read them. Or I just thought of this, like maybe there are blemishes or cracks or holes in the wall, and her only way of covering them are with newspapers that she's found. Um, but I personally think it's probably more the first thing, like they're a reminder for her. But
Those are all really good ideas.
Mhm.
Yeah, I never thought of those. I could see the crack in the wall kind of thing. Because in movies, you always see someone hanging out something just to hide the hole in the wall. So that's interesting.
All right, that's all the questions I have now. So thanks, guys.
Thanks.